Jose Mack, the motion man. And on first down, a burst up the middle for Lovett, upended at the 10. Major Burns with the tackle, and back to Todd Haley.
Hey, big club A. Big club A.
Great job.
Very quiet, Todd Haley right now, contemplating. The call must have come in very early before we even got there.
Huh? No, it was just open grass in the middle. That's me. I feel like it.
Jalen Morton takes the snap, his first snap of the evening, and Morton stopped 2 yards shy of the first down. They'll bring Morton in on occasion to run. He spent last year in the Arena League, and Morton will leave. Back comes McClendon.
Yeah, when you want to add an extra player in the run game, why use your quarterback, your big, strong quarterback that could get hurt? He's been playing well. Bring in a guy that can be your designated runner, and they can pick up an extra body on the outside zone.
You see how good this team's been in the red zone. A test here, though. Third down and 2.
180! What's that?
From the 8. Hand off up the middle. And tumbling forward, it's a first down. Lovett got 1 yard more than he needed. First and goal from the 5 for Columbus. What an opening drive, Devin Gardner.
Yeah, it's outstanding, but you got to remember, for Columbus, you were in this situation to go ahead and try to win the football game a week ago, and you weren't able to do it right. So I think there's a lot of emphasis on finishing this drive to make sure you set the tone for this football game.
Toss Bob, money, ready? Okay. I'm going to come out right there. Here we go.
First down and goal.
180! What's that?
6th carry on the drive for Lovett. Lovett trying to fight his way free, but wrapping him up. Christopher Allen, among others. Moody was there as well, Marvin Moody Jr.
Hey, goal line, goal line, goal line.
So you saw them take McClendon out and bring Morton in, but obviously McClendon's going to be in on this play. And I think you use his legs right here. I think you either put him on the edge in the pass option or as a true runner.
136, I'm cross, money, ready?
Second and goal.
Come on, fill them gap. Here we go. 180. What's that?
Play action. McClendon, pressure, chased out of the pocket, and he'll throw this one away. Chased out by Malik Fisher, and a flag comes in.
Referee has roughing the passer, high hit to the quarterback. I have number 19. Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 19 of the defense. Penalty is half the distance to the goal with an automatic first down.
Boy, what a penalty on Eugene Asante. Now first and goal.
Let's take a look. The ball is out. He lowers the head right in his face. I like the call. You put him on the ground. He may not have made it super forcible, but he absolutely jolted his head right at the head of the quarterback. You can't do that whether you're inside the pocket or outside.
So now first and goal. Take away a big third down play coming up for Columbus, and now they've got a fresh set of downs from the 2. Handoff. Love it. Hit in the backfield and dropped. Excellent penetration. It's second and goal. What does Todd Haley have in mind?
Kings 14. Yeah. Here you go. Hey, Fox right here. Brown Rappers, money, ready?
Second and goal.
There's that key word again, Kevin, Brown. So you're looking for something off the right side, but they still have the option of that RPO.
180!
If somebody vacates the middle.
14th play of the drive. It's Lovett with the carry, and Lovett with a Columbus touchdown. What a start for the Aviators at home, up 6-0 after a pounding, punishing 14-play touchdown drive.
It's up to the guard and the tackle on this play, Kevin. 1, 2. You got to clear it out, and you're going to allow the runner to sneak right through. A very nice job of moving guys, just powering through. And Lovett does an outstanding job of finding that end zone before the linebacker. Yeah, I can tell you one guy I know that does love it. Offensive coordinator Todd Haley.
Extra point makes it 7-0 off the foot of Ryan Coe. But this was the John Lovett drop.
Your thumb or whatever it is, you're just not as anticipatory as you usually be.
Caden Davis on the return for the Gamblers. And Davis to the 30-yard line. So here comes Nolan Henderson. I was wondering earlier today why Devin kept showing me his middle finger, but it was to illustrate the point that Nolan Henderson has one banged up, I'm sure, in this game.
Absolutely. It's so difficult to perform under those conditions. So a lot of respect to him, and his teammates recognize how difficult it is, and I'm sure that they are going to fight for him tonight.
You've told the story, Devin. You don't need to keep showing me that middle finger. First down and 10.
Ready.
From the 29-yard line. Henderson, the quick toss, and Justin Hall picking up a couple to the 31-yard line. All right, let's talk players to watch with the Gamblers on offense.
Yeah, it's Jalen White when they want to put the ball on the ground to protect their quarterback. And then when you're looking for a big play, Jontre Kirkland is going to be that guy. And then Tony Field has 45 games of NFL experience. He's a guy that's tackling people left and right. He needs 3 more tackles to be the leader in the league. And then Kenny Willekes, he's really turned himself into a pass rusher extraordinary.
Second down and 8. Henderson changing things up. He's got Marcus Yarns to his right now. And it's Yarns with the carry. And Yarns bowling forward to the 34-yard line. First third down of the night for Houston as they go to work down 7-0.
Now, this is not where you want to be, right? Those 3rd and 5s, you want to get to like 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2. Those ones where if you aren't going to punt the football, you can go 4th and 1 and try to get it so you can keep this ball on the ground. So you got to realize that Henderson is going to be in a lot of exchange situations with the running back, maybe an RPO here, and ball security is paramount.
3rd and 5. Henderson flushed. Tucks it to run. He's going to get the first down and more. Down the sideline. Into Columbus territory and caught. Drugged down at the 30 of Columbus.
This is outstanding by Henderson because as he drops back, he recognizes it's man-to-man across the board. And when you have man-to-man, everyone's back is turned. So why would I stand in the pocket and try to make a throw when I have the legs to make a big play? That is huge for this Houston offense. But the coverage was perfect in the back end. Guys all over. He doesn't like it, and he makes the decision quickly and gets down the field.
He got up a little bit lame. It looked like he was limping just a little. We'll keep an eye on that. As the play clock's down to 3, going to have to snap it quick.
I
don't think they got it
timeout used, I believe.
Hold it. First timeout of the half. Houston.
Watch the end of the run here and watch Nolan Henderson as he gets up. He does not look like he's feeling 100%, more than just a hand.
Yeah, he's going to the ground there. Nothing very clear, but we do know for a fact he's grimacing, he's limping, he's very beat up. He's been dealing with a tight hammy to go along with that injury on his throwing hand. He is a battered and bruised man. They're going to have to find a way to protect him.
Nolan Henderson battling through some pain. Taulia Tagovailoa is the number 2 quarterback tonight. We've seen him on and off throughout the season. From the 29, first down and 10. And on first down, the handoff is to Jalen White. And White picks up 2 as we head down to Jake Butt.
Yeah, guys, I was watching Henderson warm up, and you wouldn't know that he was injured. He was not grimacing in pain or holding his hand, throwing tight spirals and being able to push the ball down the field. But talking to him pregame, he said this would be the biggest test of the season with it being a short week and with it being cold weather.
Blue abs. Leo. Ready. Son.
Henderson to the sideline, connects with Jalen Moreno-Cropper back from injury tonight, his 6th catch of the year.
What you're seeing from the Columbus defense is very aggressive on the outsides, forcing Henderson to make clear, accurate throws, and he does a nice job of it there. Moreno-Cropper's route is perfect. He creates just enough space for that ball to go in there, and it looks like he got a hand on the face mask, but he did not. He's grabbing that inside bicep of Moreno-Cropper, so that's a good no call by the officials.
Ready? 180! Listen!
White, and a first down. Down near the 12, and Houston in the red zone against Columbus, trying to answer that opening drive.
41, Michael Lawson on the tackle.
And Kevin, early in this game, you can see what Columbus is doing. They are committing all their guys to the run early downs, anticipating that Houston's not going to try to throw the ball with Henderson on early downs. So if I'm Houston, I would go into a play action RPO to try to surprise Columbus with the throw.
180! Listen!
First down and 10 from the 13. Hand off, Marcus Major bursting free, and he's in for the touchdown. What an answer for the Houston Gamblers.
I mean, this is what we call in football winter blocks. Everybody's lined up exactly where you want them to be, so if this can be a walk-in touchdown, everybody's aligned to be blocked. And then you get the linebacker go inside, picks the wrong gap, and it's an easy touchdown for Major. You got that note, Kevin? Winter blocks. If the defense is aligned the way the play is drawn up in practice, we expect a touchdown.
I hang on your every word. Of course I have that. John Hoyland with the extra point and a flag down.
False start, 46, the kicking team. Try will be from the 20-yard line.
I don't know that I've seen too many kickers false start on extra points.
And then make it.
And then make it. Well, he got an extra jump ahead of everybody else.
Let's get you on board. I need another one.
So now Hoyland will try to tie this game. And the kick is right down the middle. Now we are knotted at 7 apiece. This is no minor possession of the night. 7 plays, 71 yards. Marcus Major's first rushing touchdown, capping that drive. We've seen 2 really impressive drives out of these offenses in quarter number 1, Devin Gardner.
Yes, indeed. They've done a nice job. And this is how the game started for Houston in their last matchup a week ago. But the difference is Columbus is matching early, and we have ourselves a ball game.
From the 9-yard line. Bursting to the sideline and nudged out of bounds before he can really get it going. Akeem Dent. So John Lovett, 8 carries, 36 yards on that opening drive, and the touchdown that gave him the lead. You see what he did last week against Houston. 6 carries, 19 yards. He's outdone last week's entire game on 1 drive.
Yeah, you know that when you have an offense that's led by Todd Haley, they want to run the football, and they did a nice job of that on that first drive.
Second in the league in rush yards per game this year. McClendon on first down will throw, and that pass deflected away. He wanted Kiki Chisholm, but Kerry Vincent Jr. was there to get a right hand on it and spike it to the turf.
Hey, slide, flex right slot, whack. Brown Playboys, you did that slide. Flex right slot.
The one thing that you have for Columbus is when Lovett goes out, To'otawa, he is not really a second in my opinion. He's a guy that has great production running the football as well.
McClendon off play action, backpedaling and throws, zips it in, and a nice catch by Gunnar Oaks, diving to the turf, and a first down for Columbus.
That is so good. That ball is fit in between 3 defenders. A really nice job. You're going to get the tight end just going across. And McClendon's eyes are outside first. And with pressure in his face, he fits that ball in a very small window. Outstanding job by McClendon. Ball placement, anticipation, because if you're late there, that ball is likely intercepted.
Here we go.
Toa, the running back, that's Mack motioning in the backfield. On the draw play, Toa trying to burst to the right side, but Eugene Asante there to wrap him up, and he's stopped at the line of scrimmage.
I don't know who you are. Hey, Detroit. Even how that.
Trying to go over the top. If you're McClendon, you want to try to put that on the back shoulder. The reason you want to put it on the back shoulder is because the defender is right there in phase. So if you put it on the back shoulder, defender runs past, you'll stop out Alizé Mack in his tracks. But a nice job playing defense by Mack.
180! What's that?
On second down, quick toss to the edge, and Antoine Wells got a block, and Wells scoots close to a first down.
That's just the extension of the run game, Kevin. You throw the ball outside quick. That's just a long run play. Allow Wells to get the edge, and it creates a really manageable third down. You've got the entire playbook here on 3rd and 2.
Toa is the single back. And a hand to the motion man. That's Wells. First down and more. Down the sideline. And Wells out of bounds. The entire playbook was there, Devin Gardner, and they went to Antoine Wells in motion on the jet sweep.
All you have to do is secure the edge. And if you can secure the edge, you're going to get even more than 2 yards. A nice job of Wells getting the football and just racing up the sideline for a first down.
16 yards later, and Columbus back in the red zone at the 16-yard line.
Yeah, Kevin, that's kind of like running track. You're just running that curve of the 200-meter dash, untouched, unabated, and almost to the end zone.
Chisholm in motion.
What's up?
It's Toa picking his way forward for a few, down near the 12-yard line in the arms of Anthony Hines III.
And picking his way forward is a great way to describe Toa's running style, right? He finds his way, he's shifty, but he's always falling forward, getting extra yardage.
How about this Columbus offense in the first half? 14-play drive to start the game. Their second possession, the 10th play of this drive coming up. 24th offensive snap of the night for the Aviators. Shotgun snap to McClendon. Dumps it short to Toa. Turns upfield, and Toa down to the 9. 3 yards from a first as we listen into the play call.
72.
Hey, you got 72. You got Detroit in there, Detroit. 72. Stack out Jaguar, 70.
Here you go. Hey, first down. Wide bunch right. 52, stack out Jaguar. First down, ready?
Three for the first down to the 6. McClendon on the slant, connects with Wells, keeps his balance to the goal line. Touchdown, Aviators.
Let's take a look and see how close he is to the end zone. Did he get in? Is there a body part down? He's touching, he reaches. It's tough to see there, but it looks like he got in the end zone. Obviously, the official down the line will have a better look than us.
Elbow down, is that ball breaking the plane? Looks like it is from that angle.
We don't have.
Yeah, but if you got an angle right down the line of scrimmage, that's the one, but that looks like it might be good.
Frank, let's stay with the touchdown.
Yeah, 58 and 64 have reported as eligible.
Yeah, Mike Pereira kind of just talked and said that you're going to leave it as a touchdown, and I think it's far too close. You have to trust the eyes of the official. He's looking right down the line, and he said touchdown.
The extra point is up and good from Ryan Coe. How about this Columbus Aviator offense? They have taken flight in this first half. Antoine Wells laying out for 6 to match his jersey number, and a 14-7 lead for Columbus at home. In Columbus on a chilly night here to start things off. The Aviators with a 14-7 lead, and Nolan Henderson looking pretty good on that first throw off the sideline. And then the handoff buried in the backfield. There was penetration all over the place. It's Ron Stone Jr. against the tackle, but a flag is down after Henderson took the hit.
Yeah, it's going to be unnecessary roughness to hit on the quarterback.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Number 1 of the defense. 15-yard penalty at the end of the play. Automatic first down.
Yeah, Tony Fields just unloads on the quarterback after he clearly does not have the ball. And in the old days, you'd be able to do that, but you can't just destroy the quarterback when he clearly doesn't have the football. I like that call for sure. And they got the wrong number. That's number 32, Kendrick Whitehead Jr.
Ready?
So first down and 10 after the penalty. Henderson zips that ball in there, and it's dropped. Ball jarred out. Here comes a flag. Justin Hall had it in his hands, and a flag is down on the hit.
Open your 0-2-0. Open. Get to that. Okay. We're going. It was incomplete pass, correct?
Correct. Incomplete.
Okay. What number?
Well, I got the number now. 27.
27.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Number 27 of the defense. High hit to a defenseless player. Penalties half the distance of the goal with an automatic first down.
This is a rule that's been in football for quite some time now. You just can't unload on a wide receiver that can't protect himself there. He's trying to make the catch, and 27, Smoke Monday, just lowers his head. He forcible contact to the head or neck area. That's going to be a penalty every single time on every level.
Yeah, that's an easy call for the officials to make. Down the sideline, trying to jump it into the hands of Jalen Moreno-Cropper. He makes the catch, but he's out of bounds. Smoke Monday over there on the coverage.
I talked about this on the previous drive, Kevin, how Columbus is playing defense. They're up in the face of the wide receivers, forcing perfect throws. You can see there, he is riding Moreno-Cropper all the way to the sideline, and even though it seems like it's almost a completion, he's out of bounds. So they want to make sure that they force Henderson to be perfectly accurate on all of his throws.
Second down and 10, toss play, Marcus Yards buried in the backfield. That's Kenny Willekes. Also in there, Kendrick Whitehead. And they combined to throw him for a loss, third down and 11.
So the one thing that's dangerous here is the legs of Nolan Henderson. They're likely off the table here. That's where they've had a lot of success in these situations throughout the season when he's been the quarterback. The ability for him to extend the play, but his hamstring has been hampered. You have to see what he's able to do here.
Third and 11. Henderson steps right, throws right, catch made, and out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Caden Davis tried to turn upfield. He could not. Well defended by the Aviators, and they'll force the field goal try.
It's actually the one I'm supposed to go in, right?
As I suspected, he couldn't really get outside, right? Usually, his legs is kind of a superpower, right? He's able to move quickly, and on that play, you can see he tries to start to get out, that hamstring grabs, so he just has to get the ball out, and he continues to limp to the sideline.
From 33 for Hoyland. And 3 on the board for the Houston Gamblers. Columbus Columbus's defense bends, but it doesn't break. Houston settles for 3, and Nolan Henderson still trying to relationship between those two with our audio from the sideline.
Yeah, I just love the way Todd Haley is such a player's coach with these Columbus Aviators. He asks him to let him spin, and he continues to spin, and he drops it in return.
A bobble on the field of the return for Jalen Moore, and Moore able to stay with it, get out to the 28-yard line. Let's check in with Jake Butt.
Yeah, guys, I was talking to Nolan Henderson, just asking him how he's feeling, and he said, look, I'm beat up right now, but this is such an important team for the game. He's going to do whatever it takes to find a way to lead his team to victory. Now, he's been getting worked on by the training staff after each drive, mainly on the hamstring at this point. It looks like they were doing some soft tissue work, so something to keep an eye on as the game progresses.
All right, thank you, Jake. Yeah, this is a big one for this Gambler team on the road, but so far, it's been the Aviators offense that has been the story. 25 plays, averaging nearly 6 yards per play, and touchdowns on each of their first 2 possessions. McClendon will go back to the air on first down and wide open, breaking tackles. It's Tay Martin on the run. Martin with a move, and Martin down to the Gambler 20-yard line. What a strike from McClendon to Martin for 52.
This is so good by Tay Martin because he gets collision, but he doesn't allow that to stop him. And for McClendon, he doesn't allow that to deter him from making his throw. And then he makes a move to get more. He's a player to watch in this game for a reason.
And on first down with a quick snap, Zaquandre White with the first carry of his night.
Anticipation, even while the receiver is being collision. Outstanding job. He asked for his offensive coordinator, Todd Haley, to let him spin, and he is spinning it tonight.
Hey, 0 strong, man. Brown Mike, Monday, ready? Hey, just line up in week.
26 yards through the air, and then the speed cranking up.
Here you go, set! 180! What's that?
On second down and 8. And off on the delay is Zaquandre White. White trying to slip sideways and is tripped up just shy of the 15-yard line. What a start for Jalen McClendon. 10 for 13, 131 yards, 1 touchdown. The confidence is sky high for McClendon.
Here you go. Here you go. First down. 0 flood tight. 0 flood tight. Flank. Brown gonna be low. First down. Ready?
Hey, well, let me have that left side. Hey, on the left side, the whole game. Go.
Here we go.
Hey.
On third down and 5.
I'm on the right side the whole game.
White picks his way for a first down. First and goal for the Aviators.
Hey, bingo.
All 3 running backs averaging over 4 yards per carry on the season as McClendon gets up quickly to the line.
Here we go. Sit down.
First and goal at the 8. White to the 5. White to the end zone. Touchdown. Zaquandre White and Columbus put 6 more on the board.
This is a great example of patience from a running back. Not just barreling in there. You're going to get a puller around, but you have to make sure you slow it down, allow the guys to block it, and big number 69 doesn't even have anybody to block. Cole Cabral is just trying to find somebody, anybody. Please allow me to block you to get my runner in the end zone.
On for the extra point is Ryan Coe.
Let's go. Come on.
What a start for this Columbus Aviator offense.
Hey, here we go.
They put up 212 yards in the first half tonight. And the kick is good. 21-10. The Columbus Aviators. It's been a bit of a ground stop at times this season. But Fox, Columbus, 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns, 5 plays on that drive, 72 yards, 2:17 off the clock. And Ted Ginn Jr.'s offense and team rolling at home here on a chilly, damp night in Columbus. From the 3-yard line, Caden Davis to the 30, spins, and Davis upended at the 32-yard line. Akeem Dent on the tackle, and here's Nolan Henderson back to work.
Yeah, we knew coming in he had the broken finger on his throwing hand, but he's gotten a little bit more banged up in this football game. He had a really nice run in his first drive, and he came up limping, and we heard through the mics that it's his hamstring, and that is difficult to deal with for this offense because he's about a third of the rushing yards from a week ago, and without him as a rusher, his superpower, they aren't going to be as effective as an offense.
On first down, he'll hand it off to Marcus Major, and Major is wrapped up. Look at all those blue jerseys around Major as Henderson gets a second down call. Only one carry tonight with that hamstring, and that hamstring was aggravated on that carry.
Yeah, absolutely, and it really frees up the defensive ends to not have to worry about Yankee bootlegs for him keeping it on the RPOs. They can play relentless in chasing the runners, and so now you don't have that plus run in the run game. Now you're -1.
Ready. Hey, kill. You're good.
He won't have to worry about the keeping of the quarterback.
Over the middle, connects, and Justin Hall, 2 yards short of the first down.
And as much as his hamstring is an issue and he can't run, as a passer, Henderson with that finger, he's only got 1 incompletion, so he's being very efficient passing the football, but I think he needs his legs to be as effective as his offense can be.
And off, and Major is stout. A 4th and 2 coming up. What does Houston do here?
I think you got to punt this football away, Kevin, because the reason that run can't work is because there's no threat. That would ordinarily be a read option, right, where he has the option to keep the football there. It's a clear run. The defense knows it, and they just barrel in and take it away.
When do you start, if you're Kevin Sumlin, looking at Taulia Tagovailoa to get that running element back into your quarterback position?
Well, in my opinion, Taulia Tagovailoa isn't the greatest runner, right? So it's not as much of a threat as Nolan Henderson is. So you kind of have the same thing. I would just keep Nolan Henderson in there because he is passing the ball effectively.
Rivers will punt it away. Michael Rivers, 3rd in the UFL in punting average this year. This will bounce at the 30. Take a little hop for the Gamblers and is down near the 25-yard line. First punt for either team.
To McClendon, he talked about that ad nauseum. He couldn't stop saying how much he loves working with Todd Haley, how he's really helped not only him, but a lot of guys on the football team.
2nd and 2, and it's Lovett with his 10th carry of the night.
Let's go regular, or Detroit, or regular swing screen. Play 50.
Regular. 50, swing screen. 50, get it off before the 2 minutes.
Here you go. Hey, let's go. Hey, remember the motion right here. Here you go, a 1 week slide, wigs, swing screen left. All right, Monday, ready?
Along.
Easy.
Wanted to get it off before the warning. You heard him say get it off before the warning, but they will not. So it's the 2-minute warning with Columbus. Goes to work on first down and 10. They'll set up the screen, and it was diagnosed beautifully. What a play from the jump by Marvin Mooney Jr.
And he diagnoses this right away. And remember I talked about the players to watch. This is why. They said they got to get a body on 28. Nobody gets to him, and he just fires right at the pass catcher and takes him down behind the line of scrimmage.
It is absolutely pouring.
Here you go.
Second down and 14. And a draw play. Love it. Bouncing off contact. And Love it fights fights his way to the 40-yard line. And it'll bring up third down with time winding down in this first half. A 21-10 Columbus advantage. And you see last week against Houston, 13 points, 261 total yards. What a difference 6 days has made for this Aviators offense.
Here you go. Set. 180. What's that?
Third and 7. McClendon, short toss over the middle, well defended again.
Good field position, trying to put points on the board before the half ends.
See if they're successful. If they do, put pressure on Brad Robbins, ready to punt it away. Here they come, and Robbins gets rid of it.
He's jumping it.
From the 11-yard line. Not much room for Lawrence Keys III. And it's going to make it awfully tough on Houston. They're going to get the football to start the second half, but in this rain and with a quarterback who's dinged up, 17 seconds and 1 timeout, not a lot of time, Devin.
Not a lot at all. I wouldn't force the issue here. I run the football, see what you get, maybe go to a screen pass, but wet conditions, cold, with a broken finger is just not conditions that are conducive to success.
Take a knee on one, ready, break.
And take a knee on one.
Yeah, take a knee on one.
Ready. 180. What's on?
And there is the knee taken on one. And halftime arrives in rainy, chilly Columbus, Ohio. And see how Nolan Henderson does as he gets to the locker room. But what a first half for the Columbus Aviators. 21 points, 222 yards. Some very damn fans, but they're happy.
It went the other way. The Columbus Aviators started to really take control of this football game through the air, on the ground, playing flawless football. The last time they had a back-to-back, they won. They played Dallas, they lost by 5, and they played them again. They beat them by 14, and they're looking to follow that trend tonight.
Well, you see the first half stats. 222 total yards, 100 total yards for the Gamblers. And really, ever since we saw Nolan Henderson struggle with the hamstring injury, the offense has kind of slid into neutral for the Gamblers in this first half. 43 yards. Obviously, former Alabama, former Maryland quarterback. He was at Alabama for a year, then a Maryland Terrapin, threw for over 11,000 yards and 77 touchdowns in his college career. The rain has stopped as the second half gets underway, and a low line drive kick will skip at the 10 and bounce into the end zone for a touchback. So here comes Taulia Tagovailoa. What do you expect to see from this young quarterback for the Houston Gamblers, Devin?
Because Henderson was performing well through the air, you expect that they're going to use Tagovailoa with his legs, right? You're going to help add into the run game because that's what makes this offense move. You have to have the quarterback as a viable option as a runner. So you look to see that from Tagovailoa.
He's got Marcus Yarns in the backfield with him. And a first down play from the 20-yard line. Motion from Jontre Kirkland.
On it quick. Patterson.
And on first down, Tagovailoa to Yarns out of the backfield. Got a block. Yarns with a spin, and he's down at the 24. And Yarns may be hurt.
Walk with me. Stay right here. Walk with me. Walk with me. Walk with me.
Jalen White will come in to replace Marcus Yarns.
Here you go, Jack. On it quick, on it quick. Try to
On 2nd and 6. Toss play White. And White down near the 26-yard line. Brings up a third down for Houston on their first possession of the second half.
If your offensive coordinator, Eric Price, the option to get Tagovailoa on the edge is there, and I would do that here on this third down.
23. On the one, right? 8 shifts.
Third down.
Here you go. On the quick.
Tagovailoa, the toss, and it's incomplete. In and out of the hands of Jontre Kirkland. He can't snare it. And the punt team coming on for Houston.
I like the design to get Kirkland open. He goes vertical, and then he's underneath, kind of a pick play. But remember, the rain, and he has those gloves on, and those gloves are great when it's not wet. But when it starts to get wet, those are as slick as anything. If I'm the wide receivers for both these football teams, I take those gloves off.
So the second 3 and out for the Gamblers, and Michael Rivers to punt. Got blocked. Rivers gets rid of it. It'll bounce at the 35, and it's down there. Timeout on the field. So close to a pump block. Sneaking in there was Trayvon Jones. Just an eyelash away from a big play on special teams. And the Wildcat, now this is how they started the game, motioned out, and they're doing the same thing.
He's doing a good job. Here you go. 180! What's up?
McClendon on the keep. And McClendon slides after about 8.
Here's the read key, right on the outside. He disappears, the defensive lineman goes down, and it gives a clear lane for McClendon to keep the ball, and he even tricks the cameras.
Here you go, hey.
Boy, Jalen McClendon, and this Aviators offense, Devin, is about as good as we've seen them this year, and as consistent as we've seen them this year.
You gotta swipe inside.
Here you go, sir.
Clean football tonight, no turnovers, 2 penalties. And the handoff up the middle, and it's to a Tau. A little fullback trap, and Tau out of bounds at the 38.
And Toa does a really nice job. You love that underneath handoff to the fullback, and look at him start to go and just pick up yardage in bunches.
I mean, this Aviators offense is doing whatever they want right now.
180! What's up?
From the 37, it's Lovett on the sweep. Blockers in front, and Lovett to the 30. A pickup of 7 for John Lovett.
And Kevin, they're rushing the ball so well, and obviously Houston's record is what it is, but their rushing defense is third in the league, right? Just averaging, only giving up 92 yards a game coming into tonight. And like you said, they are having their way on the ground, but we've seen Columbus do this before. You'll see a big smile on the face of Todd Haley anytime they can control this game on the ground.
It was the second meeting with Dallas that we saw this rushing attack in the second half. Here's Lovett. That was a little bit awkward on the toss, and nothing there. Tempers flaring a little bit. Second time in 6 days these teams have gotten together. Familiarity breeds contempt.
That wind gone.
Nelson's got a death grip. That was so many haymakers thrown in his hand, and it didn't move.
Third down. McClendon zips it out, and it's dropped. Closing in was Damon Arnett, and before Antoine Wells could secure it, Arnett got there to make sure he didn't catch it.
Yeah, he does a really good job here of racing after he diagnoses the play. He sees that it's coming, and he just races to try to make the play. If the ball is caught initially, he has a chance. But because it's bobbled, Arnett takes it away immediately.
I know the nickel.
And now Ryan Coe is going to come on to try a long field goal.
I got you next play. I promise I got you. I promise I got you next play. I promise I know it. I know it. I know it.
So Coe on for a long field goal try. This will be from 48. 48-yard try with Robbins on the hold and the kick on the way, and it is good. 3 on the board for the Columbus Aviators, and a 24-10 lead over the Houston Gamblers. He certainly can kick it. Right down the middle for 3, and the Aviators up 14 at home.
The place you call home is important to you, so it's important to Allstate. Home is where you make all your best memories. Backyard campouts, early morning coffees. Oh, left. Well, it's your yard now. Because it's not just the home we protect, it's all the memories you make there. Nice work, you two. Come on, buddy. If it's important to you, it's important to us. You're in good hands with Allstate. Good boy.
The finest luxury fragrances are now exclusively available at your local store. Unstoppable's Unlimited Collection makes everything smell magnifique. Luxury laundry scent beads so you can smell unstoppable.
It's Pod's biggest sale of the year. Save up to 30% on moving and storage until May 18th. And see why Pods is America's #1 container moving company. Whether you're relocating or renovating, save up to 30% at pods.com.
I'm serious, man. I actually drive better when I'm on it. If anything, I'm more careful. It just helps me focus. It just helps me focus, you know?
Taco Bell's Lutz boxes, including the $5, $7, and $9 box, are going to people's heads. Now they're expecting everything to be as Lutz.
Where's the doorman?
There is no doorman.
That's why we're waiting.
Let's go. Try Taco Bell's $5, $7, and $9 Lutz boxes.
Tonight's game is sponsored by Allstate. You're in good hands. Columbus cashing in from 3, and now Taulia Tagovailoa taking over for the injured Nolan Henderson in this second half. Will get his second offensive possession after Coe kicks things off. .54 to go in the third. Coe will kick it away. Keys and Davis deep. It's Caden Davis at the 5. Davis to the 20. Breaks left across the 30, and Davis out of bounds at the 35. Devin Gardner, let's go back to the third down play prior to the field goal for the Columbus Aviators.
Yeah, they had a really nice design. It could have been a touchdown. Watch Haley's reaction. He almost throws a little bit of a temper tantrum there. It's that bluff, right? So you've thrown that screen, and then they get Tamar, number 81, on kind of a bluff on the corner, and he runs scot-free down the sideline, but McClellan had already released the ball.
Here you go.
So a missed opportunity, perhaps. On first down, Tagovailoa. Pressure coming. He's in trouble, and down he goes. Kenny Willicus got there. One of your players to watch ends up with a sack.
Yeah, he just powers his way around the edge. No specific move. Didn't even really try with speed. He just continues to battle. This is the kind of rusher he was in college. He was relentless, and he continues to fly, and Tagovailoa can do nothing but concede and go down.
Here you go on the quick. Practice it.
2nd and 17. The toss, a little bit of a bobble on the catch by Jalen White. And that third down play, let's listen into Todd Haley on that third down play.
Oh, my God, it's a touchdown. Oh, my God.
I know the nickel.
350, I shot Ohio.
I know it.
Oh, my God.
I got you next play.
Oh, my God. See, when you're playing the way they're playing, you can have those funny exchanges, right? Because if they weren't playing as good as they are, that would be a very, very different conversation.
Finish it!
Third down and 14. Tagovailoa to the sideline, but well short of the first down. Moreno Cropper knocked out of bounds shy of the 40. And it's a fourth down and a punt. Jalen McClendon's going to get another chance to try to make good on that touchdown that Todd Haley saw out there.
Corner, go left. Corner, go left.
65 tackles a year ago.
Here you go.
For Houston.
Here you go. Go, Sealy, go. Hey, let's get some positive yards here, all right? Here you go. We run it. Here you go. Hey, out left fin, Black Parkway, all right? Monday, ready?
Looking for positive yards, you heard Jalen McClendon say. Rarely do you hear a quarterback say, I'd like to take a loss on the play.
180!
What's up? In motion on second down. Handoff, here comes positive yards, and a lot of them for Toa. It's a first down out near the 28-yard line.
Yeah, there are those winner blocks again. Every Houston defender is lined up to be blocked. And these Aviators continue to fly into the chest of these defenders, and watch Toa just try to finish this run. As I've talked about, he finishes his runs forward. He's got great strength and power. And when you have a big hole like that, I mean, anybody can do it.
There you go.
7 yards per carry tonight for Toa.
180! What's up?
McClendon fakes the screen, goes back the other way to the screen to Tawa. Tawa makes a nice move to find a crease, and Tawa gets positive yardage. That was a slow developing play, Dev, but it ends up a good play for Columbus.
Yeah, it was intentionally slow for Toa because he needed to show poise. After he caught that football, there's a Houston defender in his face, but he allows his lineman to get in front, and then he goes and gets those positive yardages.
Well, you see the leading rushers, and it has been an avalanche of rushing yardage, which is not a surprise because the Aviators are one of the best rushing teams in the UFL. The quarterback getting into the mix with a carry as well tonight.
180! What's up?
Second and 3, bouncing to the outside. Zaquandre White backing his way across the 45 and out of bounds at the 49. He backed his way for 8 after contact.
Because he had him.
Ends up with 14 on the run.
Just watch the point of attack here on the left. Just creating a new line of scrimmage, and it allows Lovett to just get outside, White to get outside and start to run, but it really doesn't matter who it is. So Ottawa, Lovett, White, they're all having great success running the football, and these Houston defenders, I feel like they're unmotivated, right? Their quarterback is out. He came in banged up. They feel like maybe they don't have a chance, and they just aren't playing with the intensity that you usually see them play with.
Zaquandre right at the end of this, offering the football on the sideline to Justin Hall. He did not take it, but this run game has been outstanding today for the Columbus Aviators.
They've done a really nice job, and you have to give so much credit to the offensive line. These running backs are good, but they are just running into open space. The offensive line, they're moving guys. Look at that big hole that Toa has to run through, and then the rest of it is the running backs. But here, look at this. There's no one to block. These offensive linemen have been outstanding. If we're going to give a game ball at the end of this game, obviously McClendon has played well. The running backs have been successful. I think the game ball goes to the offensive lineman.
Love it, and this time the run game stymied. Good play by Major Burns, the former LSU Tiger. $160 yards rushing tonight for Columbus.
Here you go. Hey, out right fin, Brown Rocket, Monday.
Denato, get on his ass.
Third down and 8.
What's up?
Here you go. Set. 180. What's up?
Pocket collapsing. Outlet to Wells. And Wells across midfield on that play. So by getting it across midfield, Devin, they cannot punt it away. They've got to go for it.
Yeah, they tried to go back to that kind of bluff screen and go, and it wasn't there. The Houston defensive back in, they stayed back. So you throw that ball, like you said, now it forces you to go for it. But I'm just telling you, as a quarterback, I want to go for it on fourth down. So I throw this out there so that I can get the opportunity on 4th and 5.
Boy, as a coach, though, do you really want to have to go for it near midfield in a 14-point game?
Well, they don't get the play.
That's it.
Did last week, but he runs right past him.
Rip Waco, hold on, Rick. I tried to stuck.
Tagovailoa with that pass, 5 of 6 now through the air.
Here you go.
Yeah, Eric Price is doing a nice job of keeping Tagovailoa comfortable and giving him easy plays to execute.
And off up the middle and down to the 20-yard line. Eric Price with the play call.
Right off. Rip Waco Grizz. Fix right off. Rip Waco Grizz.
Let's go fix right off. Rip Waco Grizz. On, ready? Grizz. I'm just telling you, I'm going next play. Here you go. On the quick. Right and set.
Second down and 8 from the 21. Tagovailoa floating down the sideline. It is caught. It's a touchdown. Lawrence Keys, the third for 6. And the Gamblers are right back in this ball game late in the third.
This is a well-designed play to set a natural pick by the route concept, and Keys is wide open down the sideline.
And what a turn of events in Columbus. The Aviators cross midfield. They cannot punt. They have to go for it on 4th down. They are turned away. And Houston back and into the end zone, down just a touchdown.
In man-to-man coverage, you want to go with these pick routes. So you go here and then the pick around. And you're going to see a Columbus defender get knocked off. And now it's an easy throw on the rollout for Tagovailoa again. Offensive coordinator Eric Price putting Tagovailoa in positions that helps him succeed, and he executes for a touchdown.
How about Taulia Tagovailoa? Tough situation, comes in, replacing the injured Nolan Henderson. He's got his team right back in this ball game as he and Nolan Henderson go over that last play.
And Kevin, that could be the throw that gives him the confidence to make sure he gets his team in this game, right? You've seen him in the past in this league not really feel comfortable, right? Trying to find his footing. That may be the throw that changes and turns the tide for the 11,000-yard passer from college. And it's a first down for Columbus.
16 yards later, and Columbus's lead has shrunk to 7. And John Hoyland will kick it away. Kickoff, fielded at the 3-yard line. Looking for space and not much there on the sideline for Akeem Dent. And here comes Jalen McClendon. And all of a sudden, a game that it felt like Columbus was dominating is anything but a dominant Aviators score right now. Nice job with him, 4-17. Despite 302 yards of total offense through 3 quarters, the Aviators lead is just 7.
Hey, first down. Hey, zero flood tight over, black gummy. First down, ready?
And you see punt, field goal, and then a turnover on downs the last 3 possessions.
Here we go.
And I expect the Aviators to go back to that run game.
And it is on the ground, Zaquandre White just sort of zigging and zagging his way to the 28-yard line.
And look at the intensity of the defense, right? You start to look like, oh, we don't have a chance, and then you get a touchdown from the backup quarterback, and now they're just energized.
That is making life difficult for the Columbus Aviators. Brad Robbins to punt it away. 13-yard line. Digging for the sideline, Lawrence Keys across the 25 and just shy of the 30.
Hey! Here you go on it quick.
Marcus Shards, the running back to the left of Tagovailoa. Play action. He'll throw to the sideline. Catch is made, and down at the 34 goes Jontre Kirkland. Big third down here for the Gamblers.
They've had some success with quick throws and off of the play action. And 3rd and 4 is not a down where you can't run the football. So I would stay with that play action because Taulia Tagovailoa has operated well out of that, and he's made good decisions to this point.
He's coming out.
3rd and 4.
On it quick, on it quick. Ready, set.
3rd and 4, incomplete. On a slant to Armani Rogers, couldn't connect. And it's 4th down, and the punt team's coming on for the Houston Gamblers.
They try to get a quick throw in the inside, but he doesn't really command that inside leverage. And in coverage, Fred Tompkins does a really nice job of collisioning, but not turning him, right? You can have hands on, but as long as you don't turn him, there is no option for pass interference.
So now Michael Rivers will punt. Pressure, Rivers gets rid of it. Fielded at the 28-yard line and out of bounds with a big hit at the end of the return. Wells knocked out at the 31. Here comes Jalen McClendon. Here comes the Columbus Aviator offense. And Devin Gardner, it feels like this run game needs to get reestablished for Columbus here.
They absolutely do need to reestablish the run game because that's where a lot of their passing concepts, their pro passing concepts, comes off of. You have to run the football to be able to get to that play action. And don't be surprised on this drive if you don't see Jalen McClendon use his legs more to even out this game and get back in control.
Kings.
It's 15 out of 15.
Here you go. Hey, half left strong. Fig. Brown Bono Zeno. Monday, ready? Yeah.
They've had a lot of success this game on the edge, right? Those outside zone plays. Expect them to get back to that and try to capture the edge like they have all game.
On the ground on 1st down and nowhere to go. Eugene Asante into the backfield to drop John Lovett. This offense stuck in the mud right now. After that rain earlier, 22 plays the last 4 drives, only 99 yards. The first 3 drives, 3 touchdowns and 212 yards.
Here you go.
Marvin Sanders' defense has stepped up.
Half right strong flank, Brown.
As they did last week. Remember, last week they pitched a shutout in the second half.
Here you go. Set. All right. 180. Attack.
On 2nd and 10, 4-man pressure. McClendon over the middle, dropped. He put it on the hands of Antoine Wells. Amir Speed, who just signed with Houston this week, makes the play.
Yeah, that ball has vapor trails on it. He fits it right in there. I mean, you can't throw it any better. He couldn't throw it any better if he handed it to him. That's a drop by Wells, and those are the plays that they were making in the first half that they just haven't found a way to make here after the rain, like you spoke about. And I just can't help but think those gloves, right? They're so nice when it's dry, but when things start to get a little wet, it's very difficult to hold on to the football.
Hurry.
They've got to hurry. That play clock is at 1 as they break the huddle, and they did not get the snap off. I believe a timeout has been called.
First timeout of the half. Columbus. 30 seconds.
So Columbus, it's actually their 2nd timeout.
Hey, that's our problem. We playing into that game.
Lost that timeout on the challenge, so their 2nd timeout.
Hey, look,
they have 1 remaining.
Look. Everybody. Play our game. Yo. Talking about what they doing. Play our game. That's how we got in this position now. Let's go play our yes.
Let's go.
Jalen McClendon trying to take control of this huddle. Coax this Columbus team back on track offensively.
Let's convert. Here you go. Hey, bunch up open. 53, 78, please. Monday, ready?
3rd and 10. After the timeout, 10:08 remaining in the ballgame.
Here you go. Set. 180. What's that?
McClendon floats it up and is caught. It's a first down to midfield, and it's Tay Martin, his 4th catch of the night.
McClendon compelled his teammates in the huddle, and this is a big play that he had earlier. He's just going to get vertical down the field, right up the numbers, and he finds them, layers that throw in between the safeties and the linebacker. An outstanding throw there to get his team back on track.
Just like Sean Speed. Black catch, 30 seconds, ready? Let's go.
19-yard pickup and a first down.
It's a nice combat catch there by Martin. A catch where you're getting contacted while the ball's coming in and holds on with strong hands.
He's been good tonight. And movement up front.
I think that was Kiki Chisholm. Darted off the ball a little early.
False start. Number 3 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down. Clock will start on the snap.
You know, Kevin, that only happens when you're probably going to get the ball. Usually receivers don't dart off the ball to go block.
130
Spoken like a man who's dealt with a few receivers in his time.
Oh, yeah.
1st and 15. Mailoa looking and hoping he's got an opportunity. To the sideline, catches made about 2 yards short of the first down is Jalen Moore.
It's a really nice pro concept yet again. You gotta get a sail right here and a clear out on the outside. A nice job of McClendon finding some extra space. Doesn't like the pocket, gets outside a little bit, and puts a perfect throw on the numbers of his intended target.
Here you go. Hey, floor right slide.
Well, you heard before that 3rd down play, Jalen McClendon taking control of that huddle. And when we were talking with Ted Ginn Jr. before the game, he said the way he demands the huddles. He said, I've been around a lot of quarterbacks in my time. He's taking it serious. Handoff up the middle, twisting, and is he down? He is. Joppy down just shy of the first. Now they're across midfield. They've got to go.
I go quarterback sneak right here, right away here on 3rd down, and just make sure we get this first down with our big, strong quarterback.
Here goes Modelo.
There's the quarterback sneak, and there's the first down. Don't have to worry about 4th down with that successful sneak on 3rd.
Wait till after the game. Wait. Good wait.
And the clock continuing to melt away as Kevin Sumlin looks on.
Here you go.
Houston 0-2 on the road. Ted Ginn Jr.'s team trying to close this out like they closed out Dallas a couple of weeks ago to get their first win.
180. What's that?
McClendon on the keep. Steps through contact. And McClendon gets a yard. The ball pops out. Ball loose at the end of the play, and it is covered up by Columbus. What a break as Martin was there to snare the loose ball.
I'm just going to move it back. We're going to move it back. I'll give you the yard line. What is it?
Take a look and see if he was down first.
Going to move it back to the 38-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like that right knee was down before the ball came out.
The runner was down at the 38-yard line. 2nd down.
So right there. We talked about it earlier, though, Dev. That's been the concern with McClendon this year. Had 6 fumbles in 5 games coming in.
Absolutely, and that's the perfect scare, right? Where the ball comes out, you think it's a fumble, and he had that experience already a week ago, and so now he understands ball security is paramount. I know I'm motivating my teammates. I know I'm talking with the defense, but I need to make sure that I'm securing the ball and protecting it at all costs.
2nd and 9. Handoff, Lovett. His 17th carry of the night, and a good one for Lovett. Sets up a very manageable third down here for Columbus.
And Kevin, that almost fumble is not just a good scare for McClendon to protect the ball. It alerts everybody. It gets everybody's antennas up and saying, hey, the way we can give this game away is by fumbling the football.
So McClendon out and Jalen Morton in on this critical 3rd down and 3.
And hopefully Morton was watching and he has the ball protected as well.
A little shovel pass ahead to his tight end, Gunnar Oaks, and Oaks is short of the 1st down by a yard. So it's 4th and 1. Do you try the long field goal or do you try to convert on 4th and 1?
And as much as I want to say you try the field goal and force the Houston team to drive the field, I think you go for it here. I think you try to get this 1st down because they've had success on this drive with the quarterback sneak and also with the running of the running backs.
Well, they converted 4th and 1 in the 1st half, but they're going to run the field goal team out now. It's a little bit of a hurried process. That play clock now has been reset. 49-yard try for Ryan Coe. They reset the clock, and they're going to take time now and let it burn a little bit more. Good snap and hold, but the kick is no good. It is wide to the right, and Columbus gives it back. Columbus Aviators 24, Houston Gamblers 17. Columbus trying to really keep hope alive in this season with a win to move to 2-4 and send the Gamblers to a 2-4 record. They've got a 2nd and 1 coming up at the 48. And Devin Gardner, this game is not over with a 1st down. Houston has all 3 of the timeouts that they can use on defense.
Of course, and that'll get them the football back, but they have to find a way to get a stop. Even if they give up a 1st down here, like we spoke about, with those 3 timeouts, they can get a quick stop and have plenty of time to try to go put points on the board.
So Quandre White is the running back. On 2nd and 1, it's a quarterback sneak for McClendon. That's a 1st down for Columbus. 1 minute, 56 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. Coming up Sunday, Tyler Reddick and Michael.
Big Club Z, Big Club Z.
Timeout has not been used by Houston, so they're going to let them run this play and then try to use those 3 timeouts to force a 4th down.
Hey, look. Zero flood tight fact over. Black Toss Bob, Monday, ready?
Yeah, I think that they shouldn't use the timeouts just yet because they got to make sure they're going to get a stop. And you would call an immediate timeout if this play doesn't get yardage.
1st down and 10. It's White. Pushed back beyond midfield. Now reversing his field, and down he goes. Big loss on the play as Eugene Asante tosses him down inside the 45.
Should be an immediate timeout here.
And there is that timeout used by Houston. They have 2 remaining. All right, as I started to mention earlier, coming up Sunday, Tyler Reddick, Michael Jordan's 23-11 race team, looking to continue their historic season. The NASCAR Cup Series hits Texas Motor Speedway. Pre-race coverage at 2 Eastern, green flag, 3:30 Eastern, only on FS1. This game is so important for both of these teams tonight. You see the standings. Columbus with any hope to make a run at the postseason. Deb, you almost have to get a win tonight. For Houston, it's been hard to win on the road. This doesn't eliminate them by any means, but it does make it a little tougher if they can't get this win. Columbus has to have this, though, and they're up by 7.
Yes, you're absolutely right there. And I think that you put the ball in the hands of McClendon. He's played well. He had his scare. So if you're not running the football, keep the ball in his hands and allow him to make any decision.
Now remember, you can punt the football when it goes under 2 minutes, even if you've crossed midfield. So they can punt this away if they don't get the 1st down. McClendon will throw. Catch is made, and then out of bounds.
Yeah.
Goes Tamar.
And it's the nature of the concept, right? That concept pushes him out of bounds. You throw that, he's likely going to get out of bounds. And now for Houston, you get to preserve one of those last 2 timeouts.
Boy, that is a major error for Columbus.
Hey, bunch right open.
As much as you want to blame Tay Martin and want him to understand situational awareness, even if he knew what the situation was, I think he still carries out of bounds just because of the nature of the concept.
Yeah, momentum was taking him toward that sideline. On third down and 16, a flag flies. I don't think they got the snap off in time.
Number 58.
Nope, a false start.
False start. 58 to the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
Wes Harris in his first year playing professional football after 7 years in college.
Come on, come on, come on.
Was at TCU, was at Florida State, began at Lamar.
Here you go. Hey, half-right strong, F-orbit, Lake F-bubble, right there. Half-right strong.
This is as good a scenario.
You have to go here. They do not have to go here. Under 2 minutes.
This is as good a scenario as Houston can ask for. If they can continue to keep them from getting a first down, they'll be able to preserve a timeout during their offensive drive.
They set up the screen, and Zaquandre White is yanked down for a loss back near the 38-yard line.
Timeout here quick.
Houston uses that timeout.
Yeah, and so think about this. If you didn't run out of bounds, if you were Tate Martin, if that play doesn't happen, they have no timeouts after this, and so they'd have to drive the field without timeouts, where because he goes out of bounds, they have at least one timeout during this drive, so the middle of the field is still open. They can use the entire field as they try to matriculate the ball down the field.
Ref. Let's go. They can punt. They punt.
So Tagovailoa coming in for the injured Nolan Henderson in the second half. He's going to have an opportunity here to lead his gamblers back in a 2-minute drill. How much time on offense with the gamblers? We're about to see if it's been enough.
You're going to need a really good punt here from Brad Robbins. Nice and high, so there is an opportunity for a big return.
Lawrence Keys III is the return man.
You want to pin him on either the left or right sideline. You don't want to put this ball directly in the middle of the field and give the returner a two-way go.
Low snap. Robbins pulls that one up. And a good punt. Keys from the 6-yard line. Keys out to the 15 and down at the 16. And a long road ahead for Tagovailoa after an outstanding punt.
And Kevin, you knew it was going to be outstanding because the punter is a Michigan Wolverine. He did exactly as I said. You want to put the returner on one side, don't give him a two-way go, nice and high, let your pursuit get down there, and now it's a uphill battle for Tagovailoa in this Houston offense.
Their worst starting field position tonight, officially at the 17, officially 83 yards away for Taulia Tagovailoa, trying to be the hero tonight for the Gamblers. On first down, Tagovailoa, pressure comes, he is sacked. Tagovailoa is sacked by Ron Stone Jr. His 4th sack of the year, and Tagovailoa is hurt. Hunter Deckers is the 3rd QB tonight. And Taulia Tagovailoa, they're looking at his left leg.
This is an outstanding rush by number 56, Ron Stone Jr. He probably had some reps rushing against his father at home, and he's like a lion chasing a gazelle, just full extension to get Taulia Tagovailoa to the ground.
And it's the left leg of Tagovailoa. He is barely putting any weight on the leg as he walks off the field. Hunter Deckers, he's thrown for 275 yards this year. He's rushed for 42. Product of Iowa Western, was at Iowa State.
And at practice, he's been dealing with a shoulder injury, a throwing shoulder injury, and last week it was almost impossible for him to play. And this week he's got moved closer to being game ready. They didn't have him as the number 2, but now he's got to play. He's the emergency number 3. And when I was at practice, seeing him warm up, he looked good. He looked like he could execute an offense, but you just don't know. But the adrenaline pumping right now should help him with his injury.
So Deckers staying on the sideline right now. And it's Jontre Kirkland who comes in at quarterback on 2nd and 19. And Kirkland is just going to run. And Kirkland upended at the 15-yard line. They have no timeouts. The clock continuing to run.
I think probably going to go quarterback draw again.
And flag. There was movement on the right side of the line. Jalen McKenzie.
Yep.
Where is the clock?
And it's going from bad to worse for Houston.
That would. I don't know. Arnett, I think.
Clock was running.
While the clock was running, false start for 70 of the offense. 5-yard penalty includes a 10-second subtraction. Please set the game clock at 25 seconds from 35 to 25, and we'll start on my signal.
So, Dev, the shoulder of Deckers is clearly not game ready per Kevin Sumlin's decision not to bring him in. And then you got to think about a wide receiver. Kirkland's going to throw, or at least drop to throw. Dancing around, pressure comes, down he goes at the 12. They cannot stop the clock. 10 seconds and counting. It is 4th down. Will they get another snap off? 1 second, they just get the snap off on 4th down. Kirkland to throw, and it's intercepted.